There are two types of flowers in this world. There are line and there are mass. A line flower is like a carnation, a snapdragon, a larkspur, gladiola, a tree branch. This would be a line type of material. A mass flower is like a softball on a stick. Carnation, hydrangeas, roses. So there's line and mass. That's about all there is. So the first project we're going to do today is called an English mass design. It is a solid mass of flowers. See how the science comes in? And it's all mass flowers. It's a mass on mass design. If you're working in New York right now, it is about the only design you have to do to be a top designer and work for event companies. And you're going to see how easy this is. I did a wedding a year and a half ago in New York City. A girl came to me in Milwaukee and said, I want you to do my wedding. And I said, great. Where's your wedding? In New York City. I thought, oh. And I never really ask a budget, normally don't. I figured out as we discussed design, but because I had to fly in that week and everything else, I said, where's your wedding? On top of 30 Rock. And I went, oh, interesting. How many guests? She said, 80. I thought, oh, I won't be going to that wedding. It's too small, with all the expenses of getting there. I said, well, what is your budget? 25. And I said, $25 like per centerpiece? No, 25,000. I don't want to go over 25,000. I said, oh, I'll see you in New York on June 13th, won't I? And this is what she did. This design, only I did them bigger. You have 8 centerpieces, 6 roses. When we're done, I'm going to show you the perceived value of this design is about $150. The retail value is $150. The perceived, maybe not. I'm going to test you. We said perceived value is everything in our business. So I'm going to do the entire arrangement from start to finish. And then you're going to finish. You're going to do what I did, okay? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my foam in like this, push it down. And if you have a knife on your table, you can use a knife to cut off the foam. You always leave it about an inch above your design. Why? For horizontal movement. If you put your foam flat or below the rim, in order to hit it, you have to do this, right? You have to go over the edge and hit it. You're going to end up with this. It's called a little windshield wiper in my school. We want full rainbows of color. That's the difference between amateurs and a pro. Amateurs have this. When I come to your house, everything's we call jacked up in a vase. Professionals do this. That's why you leave your foam above the rim. If you don't have a knife, you can always just grab a piece of wire. So some of you can try both. This is fun. Just take a piece of wire like this, wrap your 2 fingers around it, and pull it through like butter. Then, look what I'm doing. I'm blocking in the sides of my design. Do you see that? I'm pushing that foam in. I got a little space over here, so I'm going to cut a little bread slice and block in that too. Do you ever see a florist tape their containers back and forth with tape? I don't tape. I know I'm going to get a lot of remarks on that one. I drop it in and I break it off like that. I'm ready to design. When you tape, your fingers get wet, you're like, oh crap, you got to start all over again. When you put your first big stem in there, the tape snaps and you drive it into the bottom of the foam anyway. So why are you paying me $25 an hour to tape? It's ridiculous. And they use a little skinny block in the middle. They think they're saving foam. Yes, they are. I am charging for every piece of foam I put in here. But the main reason is I want the most design surface I can get. I may end up putting $40 worth of flowers in here. I may end up putting $140 worth of flowers in here. This gives me the most design surface. It also makes it tight. If I drop this thing on the way to the church, that tape is not going to save its life. So blocking it in makes it even more secure. All right, everybody go like this. There's your measurement tool. From the whites of their eyes down, right there. See, I stuck it up into the white. Right there, you're going to take your clippers. Where's your clippers? Right there. Or scissors. We're going to use scissors today, not knives, so I don't want you to bleed. You're going to cut it on an angle. Every flower arrangement has economics behind it, has what's the word I'm looking for? A price tag. You cannot just keep sticking flowers in a thing. You are a living, working designer who has to pay bills. So you always have a pattern, you always have a formula, and you always have a budget. I don't care how rich they are. This budget, we got 8 hydrangeas and 6 roses. I know from experience I'm going to do 5 and 3 to create that nice English mass look, that dome. So watch how I do this. Do you think this hydrangea would look better this way presented or this way? That way, looking up at the audience. So I'm going to take number 1, and I'm going to pump it right into that foam, up tight to the foam. There's number 1. I'm going to take my second one. Remember, measure it from the white down. Take your scissors, give it, yes, an angle cut, opens up more of the capillaries. Take out a few of these leaves. Here comes number 2. Punch it right down in the foam. Notice how I'm holding this low on the stem. Amateurs also hold their flowers nice and high, and they go like this. You got to hold it low and feed it in. Feed, 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 feed. Here's number 3. All the way to the foam. Here's number 4. Again, should I put it in A or should I put it in B? Yes, exactly. There's my measurement. I can do it without even looking. Take off a few leaves. And, oops, there's a big nub there. I'm going to get rid of that. There's number 4. This is how I did that entire $25,000 wedding on rock. I made $18,000 that weekend. Shh. What happens in flower school stays in flower school. I know where you live. I know the names of your pets. Here comes the next one. Here's number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could do one of these in 2 minutes if I was really clipping. There's number 5. Do you all see my little ring? 5-pointed star, right? Got it? Little pentagon of hydrangeas. Now I got 3 left. That's what the budget said. She in New York, you have 8 and 6. She had like 15. So we did like 7, 5, 3, and 1 or something like that. It was a little bit bigger, not that much bigger. Now I'm going to do this and add an inch. Here comes my next round. I'm going to do 3 of them right here. 1, 2, 3 to top off my little igloo. 1, 2. Again, I have designers apply for jobs with me in New York, and they bring in their portfolios, and this is the only design in their book. I go, can you do anything else? No. Can you make a boutonniere? No, I don't have. I never had to at Martha Stewart. But I won 3 Emmys. I'm like, wow, I'm jealous. But can you arrange a dozen roses like American style? No. Can you do like a hat? No. They just have this in their book. Because this is all we're seeing in New York for like the last long time. So here comes my 3rd one in my recipe of 8. See my design? Already looking like a centerpiece. How long did that take me? 3 minutes? How long would it take me if I was alone? 30 seconds. I'm very fast. So I'm going to push these down a little bit to really get in. See that nice mass? I gave myself an extra one because I have a little bit of a broken one here. So I'm going to put one, I'm going to cheat and put 1 extra one in here. Now, I have 6 roses. Somebody give me a pattern for lower and upper.
4 and 3.
2. Give me another pattern. The only other possibility would be 6. I'm sorry, did I say 7? Would be what? 3, 2, 1. You could do 3, 2, 1. I'm going to do 4 and 2. Again, oh, there's that measuring stick right there. I'm going to hold this low, and I'm going to feed it mortar between the bricks right there, nice and flush. 1. I wish these were more open. You could do this to help them look a little more open, but 2. So I'm just going to fill in wherever I've got big holes in my design. That's your job as a designer, to make things pretty. Actually, I'm going to do 3 and 3 because it looks like I have more holes up here. So there's 3 and 3 at the lower. Now I got to find 3 in the upper. Notice how I hold it low and I feed, feed, feed into my design. 1 and 2. Feeding that in there, filling those holes, nice and flush. Mass design, M-A-S-S. And my last one is going to go right there. I got a little bit of divot right there. And the last thing I'm going to do is, when you're in a garden, do you ever see just flowers without any leaves? No, you always see leaves in a garden. So unless I'm doing a very corporate event look, I'm going to add some foliage to this design. So I'm going to take a little bit of this. Usually I use pit, but we don't have pit today on the market because it was closed today. I'm just going to drop in a little bit of this, like every chef knows, to finish off their plate with a little bit of garnish. This is called, it's a, I can't think today. I've been using it all weekend. I was going to call it Italian ruscus, but it's not. So I have now finished my centerpiece for the wedding. All right, tell me how much it costs.
Me?
Yep.
I have no clue.
How much do you pay for it, consumer?
125.
Oh, we got a spender here. Here's the wholesale cost. Write this down. You have 8 hydrangeas at $2 a piece. That's $16. You have 6 roses at $1 a piece. That's $22. You have a pot that's $3. That's $26. Did I say that right? 16 and 6 is 22. 25. You have $1 worth of, wait, 16 and 6 is what? 22. 3 for the pot is 25. $1 for the foam, 24. $1 for the ruscus is 25. It's not ruscus. So triple it. How much is this? 75 retail plus your labor. Easily one. Could be 115. How many are going to give me $115 for the centerpiece for your table? Raise your hand. Well, that's it. Larry, pack it up. We're out of here. I have never. Who's getting married? You are. Come over here. Stand right here and hold this low. Like you're standing at the aisle. She's in a John White Galliano ball gown coming down the aisle. Now how many are going to give me $125 for her bridal bouquet? Raise your hand. Of course you are. Perceived value. So you can sell this in her hand.